Hello everyone, welcome to MT4Professional. Today, I'm going to be talking about the scanner configurator in our continuing series of training for MT4Professional. If you have any questions or comments, there's a chat panel or question and answer panel on your Zoom presentation screen. So please enter your questions or comments there. I'll be glad to get to them in the order that they're received. I'll make sure that everyone here knows that MT4Professional, resilient traders are not investment advisory service, and we're not registered investment advisors, so we cannot give you specific trade advice, whether to buy or to sell any specific instruments. We may hold positions in these instruments, but we cannot tell you what to buy or what to sell. Future stocks, Forex, cryptocurrencies, options have a large potential for reward, but they also have a large potential for risk. Make sure you're aware of these risks and you're willing to accept them in order to trade or invest in any of these markets. So please don't trade with money that you cannot afford to lose. Past performance is not indicative of future results, so make sure that you get advice from a competent financial advisor before you start trading or investing in any of these markets. And never, ever, ever trade in a live trading account until you have first proven that you can consistently and profitably trade in a simulated account. Only then can you start working on the mental game, the mental mindset, the mental battle that faces 90% of traders these days, whether you're going to be profitable or not. Well, as I said earlier, I'm Randy Lindsay. I'm your trade coach and operations director here at MT4Professional. Joining me today is also Claudio Cardinale. He's our product development director and our technology guru. All things technical go through Claudio, and he's also the developer of the system platform. If you have any questions today, then please direct it to us and we'll answer them as best that we can. Today, we're going over the scanner configurator in detail through a live demonstration, and I'll give you a full demonstration of the platform as you would receive it. And then, of course, I'll make you a very special offer. And today's special offer is actually a very special offer. We only do this once a year, so that time of year. So make sure you hang around for our very special offer at the end of today's presentation. And of course, throughout today's presentation, we'll have plenty of time for questions and answers. So without further ado, let's get right into our demonstration. Before we get going into that, I want to give a little time for Claudio to launch any polls if he has any. If he wants to launch any at this point, we might or might not have some, but we're ready to go into it if we can. Last time, I think we had some technical issues with our poll launcher, but looks like we've got a couple of polls today. So let's get going with that. Which scanner configuration interests you? I've got a couple of them set up, EMA and price, where it's, you're looking at price and an exponential moving average crossover, giving you a specification whether you're in a long or a short trend, or if it's a buy or sell condition. MACD and signal, same thing. Using alligator 3-line crossover, moving average crossover, where you have more than one or multiple moving averages. Or if there's something else, just let me know. The sooner you answer the poll, the quicker we can get going. Awesome. All right, EMA price, moving average crossover, perfect. We'll get into that. And those of you who answered other, if you could give me in any short detail in the chat box what your specific setup is, I might be able to do it on the air. All right, do we have any more polls, Claudio? If not, I will go right into the demonstration, showing both of those, the moving average crossover and the EMA and price. All right, so let's do that. All right, I've got just a regular MT4 coming up here. You can see that I've got 3 different windows. Notice the amount of space that I've got in the windows. In order to make these maximize, I have to drag each of these windows individually. If I want to change the symbol in any of these chart windows, then I have to drag and drop a symbol onto those charts individually. So that way it makes it a little bit cumbersome for using the platform. And notice that they don't all align. So I have to, whatever I do on one window, I have to uniformly do on all of the windows. Also, if I have a window that's a different size than the other 3, if I were to go into a different window size mode, like what I just did, maximizing or minimizing the window, notice that the windows don't change at all. Also, if you notice I have a crosshair in one window, it doesn't synchronize with any of the other windows. I have to manually check to see the time and price on any of the windows that are here. That can be very cumbersome and makes multiple time frame analysis extremely difficult. I want to show you how quickly and easily you can do that in MT4Professional. So let me get my MT4Professional system launched. That comes up with a short window that asks me what kind of a configuration window I want to get loaded. So since everyone wanted to do an EMA and price, I'll do that first, and then I'll go into the moving average crossover right after that. So I'll load this configuration, and what this does, it shows me a configuration that I've already set up where I've got the exponential moving average moving over price, giving me a bearish or a bullish signal. And then I've got my scanner over here just blasting away, showing me all the bullish or bearish setups on multiple time frames. Now notice I've got 3 different time frames set up here, 15-minute, 30-minute, and hourly, which correspond to the charts that I have on my display, M15 here, M30 here, and H1. Now notice when I move my crosshair that the crosshair synchronizes both price and time on all 3 of my charts. So I get a very accurate representation of multiple time frame analysis. I'm looking at all 3 charts at the same time where I can look at the first occurrence of a break below my exponential moving average on my 15-minute, but I can see right now the 30-minute never broke. The hour never broke. So this is premature. I think I'm a little bit early trying to get in at this point. However, if I wait till this point right here, you can see that the 15-minute is below the EMA. The 30-minute is the first close below the EMA, and the hourly has its first close below that same EMA. This is a more conservative, less aggressive entry point, and it gives me a very good place for an entry. So if I were to take an entry at this point, then you can see within that entry point, I had about 6 pips of risk that were open in the trade. Of course, I would have risked up to this or to this structure high. The output that I would have gotten from that is right about 70 pips. So I risked about 6 and I got an output of about 70. So that's well over 10-to-1 reward risk ratio just on a simple setup. Now, it wasn't risked because of the close below. I did it because I did it in line with multiple time frame analysis, where I trade in direction and harmony with the longer term trend. And what the scanner shows me is when that alignment occurs. If you look at the Aussie US dollar right now, you can see the 15 and the 30-minute are both red, but the hourly is green. So you can see that there is a transition that's coming very close on the Australia. So if I click on that, notice all of the charts changed at the exact same time. And so now you can see that I've got a bearish, but bullish setup coming on this. So this is, you can see that this isn't a good trade opportunity because it's coming in line. But what this could be is this could be a return to the longer term bullish trend. So if this one closes long and this one closes long, then you can see that I'll have a green, red, green, and then it'll go green, 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 which will give me an opportunity to get back into the longer term bullish trend. If, however, it fails, and this maybe goes green and then comes back red again, while this stays red, and then this goes back to red, maybe that is a reversal point. And I have also, at that point, a good opportunity to go short. So this is a good setup and potential opportunity. And I find it just by simply scanning through my scanner, looking for where price is relative to this EMA. Okay, so that's the basics behind the strategy and the basics behind looking at it and trading it. And of course, you stay in as long as you have a higher high or a lower low below or above the EMA. If you get a crossover, then you exit the trade at that point, take your profits, and then move on to your next trade. Let's take a look at the configuration just to see what we're looking at. The EMA and price is what I've named it. So let's edit that. You can see under the chart configurator that I've configured 3 charts, 15-minute, 30-minute, and hourly charts. One of them is a big, large one, and the other 2 are slightly smaller on the right. So I don't have to worry about redefining those. The meat of the trade, however, is set up in the scanner configuration. So by pulling up the scanner configurator, then you can see I have only one rule set up. It's called the main CR, or the main color rule. And it is active because I had the check mark. If I were to undo the check mark, you can see I don't have any color rules defined for the 15-minute. But I need to have one defined. So let me go ahead and click that and make sure that I have my 15-minute set up and scanning using the rules within this strategy. To check the strategy, just simply click the edit box, the little pencil with the pad over on the right. The edit icon pulls up the color rule configurator, and here you can see the rules that you're using to make the analysis. So I'm looking at the current price. That's this price bar right here. I'm looking at that. I'm comparing price with the 15-period exponential moving average. Okay, it's based upon the close of price, and I'm looking at the current price with that price. If the current price is greater than the 15-period moving average, i.e., if the close of the current price is here greater than this EMA, then I'm going to say condition set 1 is true, and I will color my MT4Professional Scanner cell green. Or that means that if this isn't true, then it's going to go into and evaluate this condition set. So it's always going to do this one first and then this one second, based upon the OR principles. One's going to be true or the other. This one, however, can be done with an AND, where that means price has to be greater than the 15, and see the little AND right there? I can add another condition here, and now that has to be true also. So price has to be greater than the MA15, and I can put another condition here to say that maybe I'll have a second moving average, say let me go ahead and put it in there. Let's say that the 15-period moving average has to be greater than a 30-period moving average, which I do not have. So let me go ahead and add it real quick. Go ahead and choose an indicator from my trend setup. I'll look for the moving average. I'll use that one. By default, it comes up as a 15, but I want it to be a 30-period and not simple. I want it to be exponential based on the close of price. Okay. So now I'm looking to make sure that price is greater than the 15, and I want to make sure my 15 is greater than a 30. That's a little bit additional test, and it's also a little more conservative because you want to make sure that the moving average has crossed over an established longer time frame moving average, and price has also crossed over it. So your price is greater than that, that's greater than that. That's a much more bullish setup. And you can do the same thing over here on the bearish side. Click your plus, look at your MA15. Also make sure that it is less than, and then you pull up your 30, because your 30 has already been defined previously. So now all you have to do is just pull it up from the drop-down menu. So simple, so easy to follow. Well, that's the bearish condition. If this one is true and this one isn't, then the cell will be colored red. If neither one of the two conditions are true, By default, it'll go to the yellow color, which is defined up here. And of course, always give your rules a name. This one is just a name I gave it. You can give it any name you like and set this condition up. Once you're done, just click OK. I'm going to click cancel because I don't need to keep these changes for something I've already done. And you click OK to set that up, and then you're all set. Click save, and you're done. Once you've saved it, always reload it by clicking the load button, and it resets the conditions of all of the scan rules and of all of the changes to your charts and redraws it for you. Are there any questions so far on setting up the configurator, on inserting or using any of the indicators or applying them to your charts? I mean, it's so easy to do. Anybody can set it up and get it going. And it's so powerful because it does all the work in the background for you. All you have to do is look at the scanner output and consider the trade itself. So you focus on the instructions and your strategy. You don't have to focus on the background or setting it up every time or the mechanics of the trade. All you're looking for is the setup and then the trade execution. It couldn't get any easier than that. That way you focus on your trade management and making sure that you're staying on the right side of the market. Thank you, Phil. Appreciate that. All right, so that was the EMA and price. Now let's look at a moving average crossover. I think I did most of that. I don't, let me see if I do. Crossover, there it is. There's a simple, simple moving average cross. Let me load that for you. All right, so here we are. If we got 4 time frames, we've got a simple moving average cross on a 5, 15 hour, and 4 hour chart. 5, 15 hour, and 4 hour chart. So let's look to see what these configurations are. This one looks like it's a 30 period simple moving average, and this one is a 15 period. So it looks like I had it already set up on the previous one. I should have just saved it. But let's pull up the configuration just to make it check. Click edit. You can see on the charts I have 4 charts, 5, 15, hourly, 4 hour. Of course, simple pull down menu, you can change those to be any time frame available on either MT4 or MT5. So it's your choice. Here I can choose any template that I have created. This is a template that I made called the SMA 1530. Of course, if you click the plus sign, you can load any template you have available on your MT4 or MT5 platform. So you're not limited on any of the work you've already done. You can pull it in and load it here. Once it's loaded, it automatically gets backed up and saved to the cloud, which means you're not going to ever lose it. You can go anywhere and have full access to all of your templates and all of your configurations because they're already saved and stored in the cloud. All right. So let's pull up the scanner and see what the scanner rules are for this moving average crossover. Here again, I called my color rule the SMA 1530. And the time frame, again, I'm using 4 time frames, a 5, a 15, hourly, and a 4 hour. Of course, and I can change it to any time frame that's available to my MT4 platform. Not a problem at all. So let's look at the color rules for the simple moving average 1530 by clicking on the icon. I do have 2 conditions. Here I'm looking for a 15 period greater than a 30. I'm also looking for the close of price to be greater than the MA30. So I'm looking for a bullish setup where you have a crossover. So here's an example right here where the 15 crossed over the 30 and price is less than this 30 period. All right, here's another example there, here's another example there. So you can see the crossover condition and the setup. For the bearish condition, it's the setup where the 15 is less than the 30 and price is less than the 30. Those are the conditions. Very simple. To set that up, let me just go ahead and click the plus sign again. You just pull in any indicator that you have available on MT4. Any of the trend indicators are all available here. There's your moving average. Any of your oscillator indicators are also available here. Your MACD is probably the most popular RSI. Or you can choose any of your the other indicators that are available. If you choose price, then you have access to all of the price parameters. The current price, the open, the close, the high, or the low of the current price for your comparison. So if you're looking at any of these specifications within each of the bars, you're not limited in any way. MT4Professional allows you to be you and to put your strategy the way you developed it so that you can do the analysis the way you want it. If you have a custom indicator, absolutely. Just click the Pick from Your Computer button, and that way you can pull up any of the custom indicators that you have access to on your MT4 or MT5 platform. Here you can see I have a lot of custom indicators, so I can use any of those. And I've got quite a few custom indicator examples set up to show you if you would like. So just simply select one or any of these that you're looking at using. Click the Open button, and then it goes through and allows you to set up the parameters for each of the indicators with the parameter values at the inputs in order that they're displayed. So if I were to pull up that indicator and look through these individually, then you can see I can set these up in any order that I want if they need to be moved or changed. Now notice the default indicator parameter is checked. So if you don't have to change anything, this is the easiest setup. Just leave this here. All of these values are already predefined as default, and then it will automatically be used. If the custom indicator has multiple outputs, then you need to select which output line you're going to use on the demonstration. So notice you have access to the first 8 outputs of the indicator. Most indicators don't have more than 8 outputs, but you select the one that you're looking at comparing. And if you needed to compare, say, output 1 with output 3, or maybe you're getting a signal from output 4 and you need to check that with the output of 1, or maybe even price. Of course, you can get any of those values to access to those. Once you've defined the setup, then you just simply click OK and set the output up there. I'll go ahead and get rid of that since I don't need it. And get that set up. How would I integrate MT4 with trading view charts? You know, I don't think you can integrate MT4 with TradingView because MT4 is a platform just like TradingView is a platform. So you can't integrate a platform with a platform, if that makes any sense. Now you can get your broker data from whatever your brokerages are, like that you're trading on MT4, available on TradingView. But as far as the software is concerned, this software is made specifically for MT4 or MT5 and will not run on TradingView. Well, hello, Vana. Can I show adding the zones? You can't trade without your zones. Okay. Well, let me see if I can do that. It's been such a while since I've done it, but let me finish this right up here and then I'll get right into that. Are there any questions on adding the multiple moving averages to a chart and then checking it out and using it? We do have these preset configurations for you. So if you wanted to use the EMA and price, then we already have it set up for you. If you want to use a MACD with signal, or if you wanted to use the relative strength or a simple moving average cross, all of those are already preset for you, and you can just pull them right out of the box and start using them. The strategies are already set up and ready to go, including the ever popular alligator indicator. All right. Other questions with regards to that? Otherwise, I'll move over to Vana's question on getting the zones loaded. All right, well, let me see if I even have my zones on this computer. Let me see here. There they are. See what the zones are. Let me show you what they look like if I load them onto the chart. The zones are a tool that allow you to see supply and demand through time. They're color-coded to show you the interaction of price over time. So the different colors show you the access of the zones for specific locations. So you can see, let me go ahead and make this a larger window. Come on. It was a 5 minute. That's why I wouldn't go. There's the 5 minute right there. There. All right. So you can see back in time, the more I scroll back in time, then the more zones I have access to. All right. So get that integrated. Then all you have to do is just create a template that has the zones loaded on it. All right. So with this setup, this chart currently has the zones loaded with whatever other indicators that you have loaded. So right-click on the chart, select template, and then save the template as something that you're looking at trading. I have a Hawkeye Zones template already set up here. So let me see if I can apply that template to a chart, say the 15-minute one here. And I'm going to change it back to this one to clear it. And then I'll apply that chart template to this one. So there we go. All right, so there's the zones applied to a chart. And that's my 15-minute. So let me go ahead and with that template saved, let me check the configuration button. This is the SMA and cross, but I'm going to go ahead and save that as a different configuration because I don't want to change this one over, but I'll show you how to do it. So just click the edit button. Okay. Under the chart panel, the selected template, just simply select the template that you want to use. Here, the custom template was the Hawkeye Zones template. So notice I have the zones template on my 15-minute, and I have the simple moving average on the other three. So select OK, save, close the window, and then make sure you hit the load button. Now my 15-minute chart will always come up as a zones template, while the other three charts will always come up as my moving average template. Having a little bit of a delay loading this indicator up today because of the, I think Zoom is it's taking a lot of my resources here. So let me see if I can't get that going. Looks like I need to restart here real quick. Can do that. I think I need to reload it. So that's very easy to do then. If you ever get hung like this and the MT4 panel goes down on you, simply go down to the MT4Professional Expert Advisor panel, click on the MT4Professional EA, drag and drop that onto any chart that you have open. Okay. Make sure that everything is set up and that all your common parameters are enabled. Specifically, allow your DLL imports and click on OK. And then this will relaunch the MT4 Professional system and get you right back into the setup that you were working on. Looks like it does not like the Hawkeye zones. Yeah, there looks like there's some sort of a conflict in the parameters for the Hawkeye on this. So we probably would have to go through and look at a custom bridge to make sure that that loads properly, because it looks like it's not working well with the system. This is the first time I've seen an issue with this in a long time. So Vaughn, I'm going to have to look into that for you. I don't think that you might not had the same problem. Try doing the same thing I did, because it could just be my computer. But load a template that you have the zones loaded on into the system and see that it would load up. So I apologize for that. So now I have to go back in and redo that one template. It's just that one template too, so yeah. Sorry about that. Let me get this restarted again. And get my EMA and price back up. And then let me reload the setup. But looks like you can get this, you can get the zones loaded on it, but I think there might be some conflict between the algorithm that runs the zones and the MT4 Professional algorithm. So we'll have to look into that. I apologize for that. But it does work, and I've used it quite a bit in the past. You can see the other configurations that we've got. Yeah, but the other Hawkeye tools work really nicely. So there's not a problem with the setup or the configuration. It's just that one algorithm I think might be a little beefy. It's kind of big, and I think it's taking too much of my resources. It might work perfectly fine for you though. These are all custom indicators, and you can see the output of the scanner can be multiple outputs on any time frame. Here I have 3 outputs on a 5-minute, 2 outputs on a 15-minute, and 1 output on a 30, using these types of rule sets. So you can be as complex or simple as you like. So if I look at the scanner configuration for this, then you can see that I have multiple rules where I'm looking at trend on multiple time frames. However, I'm only looking at the heat map for 2 time frames, and I only care about volume across any one. So here, I've got 3 different rule sets based upon whether I'm looking at trend, momentum, or volume. So you're not limited in any way on how you set this up. And that's the cool thing about the system and about the platform, is that it's your rules, your way. You can set it up and get it to do exactly what you want it to do. So when you see the opportunities present themselves, you're ready to capitalize on that and make some money. All right, well, if there aren't any other questions, let me go back over to my presentation. And put this back down. And give you a very special offer. Today, we've gone through MT4 Professional in most of its detail. We've gone through the full featured applications on both MT4 and MT5. With this, you get access to the Skype community. That's all the MT4 Professional users on the single Skype group page. You also get unlimited configurations and storage on the cloud, and up to 100 per month SMS notifications via the SMS notifier. And you get all of the pre-configured presets. Now this all comes to a monthly value of about $22.95. Of course, you're not going to be paying that today. We've set it up so that you get the application for $194 a month, but anybody knows that when you're part of my webinar, you get that at 50% off at $97 a month. Okay, but because this is a very special offer today, and because we're going into Black Friday, and we usually do this one time a year, and that's all, then we're making it available for you today, not at our regular $97 price, but at our special $23 a month. Okay, well, this is like crazy. That's 88% off. 88% off. If you use the code Black Friday 2021, you'll even get a 14-day free trial where you'll use this absolutely free, the full system, the full MT4 Professional platform on either MT4 or MT5 for 14 days, absolutely free. The code is mt4professional.com/trial is the link to get started. And then after the 14-day trial, you'll be automatically billed for $23 a month. Now, it's not just the first month. It's not just for the first quarter, but this is a full lifetime discount of 88% on every month as long as you keep your subscription. If you cancel your subscription, which you can at any time, then you'll be able to continue to finish out the month that you were in, and then you won't be charged anymore after that. But if you try to come back, then you're not going to be able to get access to this $23 per month subscription. You'll be going right back to the normal subscription price. So we're trying to encourage you to stick with it, and of course, once you start using it, you'll absolutely love it, and you'll want to be a lifelong customer. And we hope that you are as well. So $23 a month, Black Friday 2021, 14-day free trial, mt4professional.com/trial. Now let me get back to my demonstration. And I've got it set up so that you can still see the link to get started with your trial today to get the access to the software. But I'll have my platform running here. So if there's any setup or any, I'm sorry, I clicked on the wrong one, or any specific application you want to see, just let me know. Someone said that they had another configuration other than EMA and price or a moving average crossover. I'd be more than glad to take a look at that if you would give me some information on that. I'll be glad to do it. Or if there's another configuration that you see here that you want me to share with you, I'll be glad to do that as well. Nothing specific? Yeah. Okay, Marcus, can you tell us about how many and which are the pre-settings or configurations that are included? Absolutely. So let me show them to you. The presets are right here. So you can see there are 1, 2, 3, 4 times 3, it's 12. There are 14 presets which are included with your subscription. And these are the presets right here. You get the alligator. There's a color example showing you how you can make different colors and stuff. Rules. Can you use Fibonacci over your charts? Absolutely. You're not limited on what setups or charts that you can or can't use. You have your chart setups. So absolutely. There we go. Looks like those colors are set up for a dark background, so I'd have to reconfigure my colors again. I hate it when that happens. That's the drawback about MT4 itself. It remembers all your settings, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. Just to show you that it did. It works just fine. If you need the charts expanded, just double click on the panel. Double click again to move it back down again. You can place any vertical, horizontal lines or any trend lines on your charts, and treat them like you do any other system. And if you want them saved, then it will automatically save them to cloud so that you don't have to redraw them as well. Any symbol and time frame on the right? Absolutely. Now, right now you've got the 15, 30, and 60-minute that are set up. Okay. Now you can say any symbol or time frame. That's based upon the symbols that you have access to on your MT4 platform. And notice I have a series of symbols that are over here, which include the CFDs or other ones. The -E's are for the live account, and the blank are for the simulated account. So you can see I have quite a few ones that are set up, including a lot of the CFD symbols that are there. You have to check around. I'm not sure of many that have stock symbols on MT4. I cannot answer that question for you, because since I don't trade stocks on MT4 at all, I usually will trade stocks on other platforms, but not on MT4. MT4 really is much more of a Forex and CFD type platform. But there are some brokers that do provide stock data. I'm not sure who they are, though. Just not the right person to ask. Sorry about that. Use 4 different brokers. Can you use MT4Professional with all of them? Yes, you can. Now you do have a setup that's specified for the accounts that you have. So if you have more than one account, which means you have 4 different brokers, you have 4 different account numbers, then you will have to have probably the gold version of MT4Professional instead of the basic. The gold version will allow you to have up to 10 different account numbers or platforms or computers for that matter. So that way you can have 10 live and 10 demo accounts going all at the same time with MT4Professional. So you'll have to set up and sign up for the gold feature. So when you go to the sign up page, then the gold, like I said, gives you 10 real account setups as opposed to just 2, 1 real and 1 demo. You'll get the same Black Friday discount on the gold platform that you will on any of the other ones. Just enter the coupon code when you go to checkout, and it will show you the discount before you start your trial. MT4Professional has training access in our portal. So if you go to MT4Professional, click the sign in button, then you log into the MT4Professional system. Here you can go through the download and installation procedure, your creation procedure, and then you can go and visit the documentation and help center. This is the documentation center. We call it our knowledge base. Here you go through all of the quick start videos, the information that you need to get going, all the configuration parameters for MT4Professional, and also how to manage your membership within the system. Now, this doesn't go through the specifics of using MT4 or MT5. We just show you how to use MT4Professional on either of the MT4 or MT5 platforms. Whatever brokerage that you supply, there are a lot of really good tutorial videos on how to use MT4 available not only on YouTube, but from the brokerage website. But here within our knowledge base, you can see the the details of the information that we provide you to get started and to use MT4 Professional. Am I able to share the zigzag templates with you? I can. I'm not sure if they would work so well because zigzag is a lagging and a redrawing indicator, which means that it redraws over time. So I can show you what it looks like, but it probably won't work because the zigzag indicator just really doesn't work very well. If you've ever used it, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and that's just not that reliable of a tool. It looks really, really good in hindsight. It's very much like Elliott Wave. If you're using it to analyze things and you look back in time, it just looks beautiful. But if you're trying to use it today on the front edge of the market, you might as well just go ahead and shoot yourself in the foot. Because it's an exercise in frustration. Not so sure I even have one that's working. Yeah, I don't. So Phil, I apologize. Let me see if I can even pull it up. If the data for stocks is available, then is there tech support available to download the data for the analysis and still trade on? No, that's exactly right. Use your analysis on MT4 and you can trade on TradingView or any of the other platforms for that matter. A lot of people will show you that. Absolutely. Phil, I don't think I'll be able to do that for you today. I'm almost out of time and it might distract me from what I'm looking at here. But I've had a lot of experience with zigzag, and zigzag, while it looks really, really nice, just isn't a good indicator. Marcos, you said can you show one with signals? I mean, as far as the setup. This is the EMA with signals, and so what we're looking for, let me edit that. What we do within the scanner is we set it up to identify these signals for the settings. And we also show you the setup. So if you get a signal, in this case, a 20 average moving over a 50 and price moving less than a 20, this configuration is the setup that would get us a green condition, and a red condition would be just the opposite. So if I were to select notifications, then any of those signals that were defined by these conditions would be set up and sent to you via MT4's notification system. And you can also send them as an SMS to your phone if you set up and verify your phone numbers here as well. So it's just that simple. I have mine turned off because I don't want to be receiving tons and tons of signals or updates within the system based upon that signal parameter. You'll get updates here on MT4. You'll also get the updates within the members area. So in the members area, you'll see there's a little bell icon. If you click the bell icon, you'll see all the notifications that are set up. So here's the SMA cross that I had set up before. It was set up on a 1 minute time frame, and it gives you a snapshot of the condition and a click to the scanner itself to show you the setup. So not only do you get notified in the system, but you can, if you're out traveling, you can get notified via the notification center, or if you had set up your SMS notification messages, then you can also have them sent to your cell phone as well. see here. I think that yeah, I did that too. So is that what you wanted to see, Marcus? All right. Here's a signal right here for a crossover. So you've got the histogram crossing up over the MACD signal line, giving you a bullish setup. That's a 15-minute bullish setup. The 30-minute has not signaled yet. Over here, the hourly has not signaled yet, but the 4-hour has. So you should see 2 bullish, but 2 bearish. So here you can see there's a bullish, bearish, bearish, bullish. So you're waiting for an alignment. You're waiting for something that shows you there's a trend involved, and you're just looking for either a longer term or a shorter term alignment that's set up here. Like the Aussie New Zealand just has a shorter term that's set. The longer term is already well established as a long trend. Here is a very short-term signal setup that you're waiting to trigger off of. So simple click, we can verify this. Here you can see that the bull setup, and here you've got a bearish, clear bearish setup that once this goes bullish, it will change back into a green, and that way you can get back into the already established longer term trend on the other time frames. So it's a great way to identify the ones that are setting up and the ones that are not. The Swiss yen, on the other hand, is in a long-term downtrend, but the longer term trend is long. So maybe it's just switching and reversing down and is just getting into a short trend. So it's just the opposite. So you can see that's bullish. This one's bearish. This one's bearish. That one is, this is the bullish one. This one looks like on the close of this bar, it will go bullish. We'll have to see because it looks like it's right on the line. If you look at the algorithm, then it looks like that is a bull. Oh, this is the Swiss yen, sorry. Swiss yen, where is that at? There it is right here. Bear, bear, bear. So it looks like it's gone bearish. It looks like it could cross over to be bullish depending upon when this bar closes, but obviously the previous bar is still bearish. Yep, look at the value, it's negative 724, 727. So yes, the value is less than the signal, so it is still bearish. So you don't have to worry about that though, where it looks like it's doing something. The algorithm will display it here for you, whether that's true or not. So really all you're looking for is for that 4th time frame, this one right here, to go bearish, and then you'll be all set. I think, Marcus, I've given a pretty good explanation of what MT4Professional is. If you look at regular MT4 as a platform, it's a pretty good platform, but it misses a lot of professional features that MT4Professional adds. You know, like multiple time frame analysis, the ability to do a single click on a chart template, the ability to resize your chart. For example, if I want to hit the F11 key, then I go into full screen mode and back out again, just with the single click of a button. So it's nice to be able to click on any of the symbols and check on the charts and see the updates in real time. It's really nice. All of this windows automatically redraw to the proper size. I don't have to worry about rescaling anything. It's time-saving features of these, like these are just really nice and exceptional. And I really like that. Is there any extra charge for the live data feed? All that depends upon your broker. I go through Owenda, and I'm not charged a penny for any of my data feed. So most brokerages that I know of don't charge anything for the data. They only charge you for the trades. They have a spread built into each of the trade. So they'll usually get their money from the spread built into the trades themselves. So the data itself doesn't charge. Right here on the screen, OANDA is the one that I use. OANDA, Oanda. Or you could say O and A. That works as well. There are quite a few other brokerages that are out there, and MT4Professional works on any broker platform. So whichever one you do choose to use, just load MT4Professional on it, go to the cloud, load up all of your configurations, and they're all there. And even if you don't hang around your computer, if you need to take a break and go get some lunch somewhere, you don't have to leave your trading behind. All you have to do is go to, on any browser or on your mobile device, just simply go to the RealTime Scanner page, load up the MT4Professional scanner that you have on your desktop, and the scanner that's on the computer itself or on the desktop will load into the mobile device that you're using, usually instantaneously. I think I'm having issues with my computer. It's taking a little bit longer than normal. Let me refresh it. It could just be locked up in the, there it is. See, it was already there. It just kind of got blocked. So what we're looking at is the scanner in real time. You can see it right here in real time, scanning, doing its thing, and it displays it here in real time as well. Now, this is a mobile device. It's a browser, so you can pull this up and use it anywhere at any time. So you're out to lunch, you see this, and you see something that's set up that you want to see, like the pound Canadian. It's got a full bearish run, so you click on it, and it will automatically change all your charts to the pound Canadian, and it will take a snapshot for you and send it to you on your mobile device to let you see the setup to see if it's worth a trade. And if it looks like a tradable opportunity, just pull up the broker trading platform on your mobile device and execute the trade right there. You don't have to worry about anything because you have access to all the details and the full analysis, including multiple time frame analysis right here at your fingertips. Not a problem. You can click on any other symbol to get right back where you were. It will automatically change the symbol for the platform and then display the current symbol photograph on the system. So that way you never leave home without it, and you're always able to check your trades. You don't miss the trades or the opportunities if they signal it to you, or if you get a message that says there's a trade opportunity, go check it out. So you can do that right then, right there. The only thing you have to do is you have to keep the MT4Professional system running on your computer, so you'll have something to have access to. Are there other questions? Well, remember today, if you use the link mt4professional.com/trial, you get access to the full version of MT4Professional on either MT4 or MT5. You get a 14-day free trial, and after that, if you use the code Black Friday 2021, you get it for $23 a month. That's just unheard of. $23 a month. When I do this one time a year, this is the time. Doesn't happen again. 88% off is killer, and it's locked in for the price for the entire length of time that you use the subscription. Do we have support and resistance indicators to show you? Well, it depends on which ones you're talking about. Do you have any support and resistance indicators? And I'll be glad to show it to you. Here's a support and resistance indicator. It's a monthly subscription. If you like, you can select a quarterly or annual charge, but you have the option of choosing any of the subscription rates that you like. Quarterly, monthly, quarterly, or annual. So this is using a support and resistance indicator. If I were to look at my data window, then you can see that the support resistance right here, see the support resistance values of the indicator or output here. You have a line 1 output and a line 2 output. When you load the indicator into the configuration as a custom indicator, then you get the, you can compare the current price with support or with resistance. So when you get the value like this line right here, closing below the current support value, then you simply will check price to see if it is less than this indicator output line. It's just so simple, you just wouldn't know. You'd think that why haven't you been using it all this time before? It's the same thing with the MACD. You're looking at a MACD and a signal. You're trying to see if the MACD itself is greater than or less than the signal. You're seeing if this number is less than or greater than this number. So support and resistance is the exact same thing. It's not showing up on all time frames because I didn't load it on all time frames. I just loaded it on this chart. If you want it to show up on all the time frames, then you can easily do that under the configuration. You just edit the configuration window and then set up the template, which has the support and resistance indicators on it, and you load it onto all of the charts. Maybe you don't want to have all the charts with support and resistance, but if you do, create a template that has them all on it, and then just simply select that template on your chart. It's so simple. And then they'll all always load up. So if I were to refresh this now, or if I were to pick a different symbol, see, this is the euro. If I were to pick a different symbol, then this will disappear because it's not configured to have the support and resistance on it. I just loaded it onto this one particular chart. So let me pick up the EuroCAD. Notice that it went away. Yeah, it's because I'm using a template that does not include support and resistance. But if I did include one, it would. So let me see if I have one. Nope, no one. I might not, but let's see. No, but it looks like I don't have one, so I can probably save one. Real quick. Let me pull that one back on. All I have to do is just one time. So click OK. Right click, create a template, give it a name, save template as, I'm just going to call this one test support resistance. Save. All right. So now when I do my configuration and I edit that configuration setup, instead of using the MACD setting, then I'm going to go and load the test support resistance template. Okay, so that's loaded. So now the 15-minute will show. If I want it on all of them, well, all I gotta do is just set it up and load it. So if you load it into one, then it automatically becomes a menu item that you can load into all the rest of them. You select OK, save it, close it, make sure that you reload it, and now all of your charts will have that same support resistance line on all your time frames. Every time you click on any chart or any time frame, then you'll be able to see that same line set up on every chart. and you'll be able to do the same type of multiple time frame analysis that you did on all the rest of them. Just that simple. It's very powerful, very easy to use. And this is just a support resistance one that I had available here. You can use support resistance on from any other tool that you have access to. Here's one with supply and demand that you can use as well. So, I mean, these are just ones I have access to, but I'm sure you have ones you have access to that you can use as well. All right. Well, I look forward to seeing you guys in the Skype chat room when you become a member. Thank you, Phil. And sorry I couldn't do that for you. I might be able to throw something on right now because I'm at the end of my session and I'm done. But let me see, because I've just had all kinds of issues with zigzag. But let me see what I got here. There we go. So this yeah, this pulls it up and down, shows you these setup points within the indication. So let me see if it gives a signal to see if it gave those lows. No. So I guess this particular one isn't showing any type of highs or lows. It's just showing the actual zigzag itself, the lows and highs. So it'll continue to draw this, like this one right here, it would have drawn to it. And then every time it gets a new higher high, it redraws to it. And then this becomes a low. It would have redrawn to there. And now notice that this one right here, if this would have closed higher, it would have redrawn to it, but it didn't. So it created a new cycle, just like an Elliott wave does. So yeah, it does that. So I mean, it's not like it's useful or anything. It looks cool. It just doesn't. It doesn't work for much. Sorry about that. All right, you guys have been awesome. Thank you very much for your time and attention today. Again, you can get access to our trial using the link mt4professional.com/trial. Come on, Black Friday 2021 special is going to go away. For a very limited time, you can get full access to the software for a lifetime of $23 per month. So don't delay. Take advantage of that today. If you have any other questions or comments, you can always get a hold of us at support@mt4professional.com. Contact us at this email link. For any questions or support, it creates a ticket and we'll get back to you within 24 hours. Okay, let me see if I can copy that. There, I got it. Let me paste it in for you. There you go. Oh, Claudio, you beat me to it. Thank you. Support@mt4professional.com. Thank you very much for your time and attention. And we'll be back here same time in exactly 2 weeks. But in 2 weeks, the Black Friday special is probably going to be over. So thank you very much, and God bless.